We live in a world obsessed with thinness. Every year, the global diet and weight loss industry generates over $250 billion. Millions of people subject themselves to grueling workout routines, risky surgeries, and restrictive diets, chasing a beauty standard that magazines and social media have sold us as the only acceptable one. In the West, being thin is for many synonymous with success, health, and attractiveness. But what if I told you there is a place on Earth where all of this is reversed? A place where being thin is considered a severe flaw, a sign of poverty and disgrace. A place where women don't count calories to lose weight, but are forced to consume up to 16,000 calories a day from the time they are little girls. Welcome to Mauritania, a vast country located between North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, dominated almost entirely by the unforgiving Sahara Desert. Here, deep within its rural traditions, persists one of the most extreme and misunderstood cultural practices in human history, Leblouh. Today on Discovery Why, we are going to unravel this mystery. We will not only discover how this forced feeding works, but we will answer the ultimate question. Why did the evolution of this culture dictate that extreme weight is the highest crown of female beauty? To understand the why, we must first look at the what. Leblouh, also known as gavage, a French term originally used to describe the force feeding of geese to make foie gras, is an ancient practice where young girls, sometimes as young as 5 or 8 years old, are sent to fattening camps or force-fed in their own homes by the daily diet of a girl subjected to Leblouh would destroy the digestive system of an average adult. Older women in the family or by professional fatteners. The goal is simple, yet brutal. To make the girl gain as much weight as possible before reaching puberty, preparing her for the marriage market. In this culture, a woman of massive size is not just desired, she is revered. The daily diet of a girl subjected to Leblouh would destroy the digestive system of an average adult. During the fattening season, which usually coincides with school holidays or the rainy season when milk is plentiful, girls are forced to consume staggering amounts of food. The typical daily menu consists of 2 kilograms of pounded millet mixed with butter, and up to 20 liters of zrig, a fat-rich camel milk. We are talking about 14,000 to 16,000 calories a day. To put this in perspective, a professional bodybuilder in an extreme bulking phase rarely exceeds 6,000 calories. A small child needs barely 1,500. The process is neither voluntary nor pleasant. If the girls refuse to eat, vomit, or simply cannot swallow anymore, they face physical punishment. One of the traditional methods of coercion involves using 2 wooden sticks, known as zayar, which are squeezed around the girl's toes. If she refuses to drink the milk, the fattener squeezes the sticks, causing excruciating pain until the girl gives in. It is a process of systematic torture, all under the justification of maternal love, believing that without this weight, the girl will never have a future, a husband, or a place in society. We reach the heart of Discovery Why. How does a society develop such an extreme practice? The answer does not lie in aesthetics alone, but in survival, economics, and adaptation to the harshest environment on the planet, the Sahara Desert. Historically, the white Moors of Mauritania were nomadic tribes. In the desert, droughts are constant, and food scarcity is the rule, not the exception. In an environment where everyone is thin due to a lack of food and hard physical labor, body fat becomes the ultimate symbol of wealth, power, and status. If a tribesman had an immensely obese wife, he was sending an undeniable visual message to everyone else. I have so much wealth, so many camel herds, and so many grain reserves that my wife can afford to sit around all day without lifting a finger and eat to her heart's content. The wife's obesity was the husband's bank account put on public display. The fat wife was a trophy of opulence. If the woman was thin, the husband was considered a failure, unable to provide for his family. This mindset shaped physical beauty standards in very specific ways. In the West, stretch marks are often seen as imperfections to be erased with creams. In traditional Mauritanian culture, the stretch marks caused by rapid weight gain are celebrated. They are called muktabat and are considered jewels embedded in the skin. The more stretch marks a woman has on her arms and belly, the more beautiful she is. Another status symbol is heavy silver anklets. They are placed on girls when they are young. The goal of Leblouh is for the legs to fatten so much that the anklets become embedded in the flesh, making it impossible to remove them. A woman who can barely walk due to her weight and these jewels is the ultimate representation of Moorish beauty. But human biology is not designed to withstand this level of overload, let alone at an early age. Forcing the body to process 16,000 calories a day comes at a devastating cost. By the time they reach adolescence, many of these girls weigh over 200 pounds, 100 kilos. The immature skeleton of a 12-year-old cannot support that weight. This causes severe deformities in the knees and spine. On a metabolic level, Leblouh is a slow death sentence. Women subjected to this practice develop premature cardiovascular diseases, chronic hypertension, and type 2 diabetes at alarming rates. The heart enlarges and weakens, trying to pump blood to a body mass it was never designed for. Complications during childbirth are deadly, as the fat accumulated in the abdominal and pelvic areas makes it extremely difficult to give birth in areas where modern medical care is scarce. And in recent years, Leblouh has mutated into something even more dangerous. With severe droughts decimating camel herds, milk is scarce. To maintain the tradition of rapid fattening, many rural families have turned to the pharmaceutical black market. Today, it is common for girls to be given animal steroids, bovine growth hormones, and cortisone pills to make them retain water and gain mass rapidly. These destructive chemical drugs cause kidney and liver failure, ending the lives of young women before they even turn 30. However, Mauritania is changing. In the early 2000s, the government began to recognize the public health disaster that Leblouh represented and launched television and radio campaigns warning about the dangers of obesity. In the capital, Nouakchott, globalization and internet access have introduced new standards. Young city women now study, work, and watch international television. In urban areas, thinness and physical fitness have started to be valued. Young women now fight to go to the gym, creating a fascinating generational clash where grandmothers are horrified to see their granddaughters losing weight. But eradicating a millennia-old tradition is not so simple. In the vast rural and nomadic areas, far from the capital's influence, Leblouh survives. In times of political or economic crisis, society often retreats to its ancient traditions. And deep in the Sahara, a robust wife remains a man's social life insurance, and the only way a rural mother believes she can secure a good marriage for her daughter. The case of Mauritania forces us to look in the mirror. From our perspective, it is easy to judge Leblouh as a cruel and incomprehensible practice. But deep down, is it really so different from our own reality? In the West, women undergo deadly cosmetic surgeries, develop severe eating disorders, and alter their bodies chemically and physically to fit into an arbitrary beauty standard dictated by modern society. Whether it's consuming 16,000 calories a day in the Sahara Desert, or barely eating 500 calories in a New York apartment, the underlying story is the same: the dangerous power of culture over human biology, and the extremes we are willing to go to feel desired, accepted, and loved. What do you think about this dark cultural extreme? Do you believe humanity will ever manage to let go of these destructive standards both in Africa and the rest of the world? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them. If this journey deep into human behavior made you question your own reality, hit the like button on this video, subscribe to Discovery Why, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next mystery.